It's Friday. This week we continue our Lenten journey of God's promises, and we turn to words from the prophet Jeremiah, who reminds us of a promise of the heart. Jeremiah wrote to people in times of political and personal turmoil, people who are experiencing great fear and uncertainty. After a week in which we have been painfully reminded of the increasing hatred and violence toward the Asian American and Pacific Islander community, a week in which words from the Vatican have once again devalued our LGBTQ community, we need to hear words of hope. And in Jeremiah, what we hear is that the covenant God promises to make with the people is one that will not depend on their human capacity for goodness. It depends solely on God's love. God writes God's laws on our very hearts, so that when our hearts break open, God's words will fall into them. Our hearts have broken open, but we can take hope and know that God's love is written on our hearts, and we will claim and profess that love as we work for justice for all God's people. See you Sunday.